The presidents of Russia and Iran opened their talks in the Kremlin on Friday before signing a broad cooperation pact. The Kremlin said that the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Treaty, to be signed by Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian, covers all areas, from trade and military cooperation to science, education and culture. According to Associated Press, the signing comes ahead of the January 20 inauguration of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, who has pledged to broker peace in Ukraine and take a tougher stance on Iran, which is grappling with growing economic problems and other challenges, including military setbacks in its sphere of influence across the Middle East. After laying a wreath at the unknown soldier's tomb at the Kremlin wall, Pezeshkian and Putin sat down for talks in the Kremlin, their third meeting since the Iranian leader's election in July. Welcoming Pezeshkian as they sat down, Putin said the new treaty will give an additional impulse to practically all areas of our cooperation. Pezeshkian said the documents will form a solid foundation for our forward movement and emphasized the strategic importance of ties with Moscow. Russia's ties with Iran have grown closer after Putin sent troops into Ukraine in February 2022. Ukraine and the West have accused Tehran of providing Moscow with hundreds of exploding drones for use against Ukraine, which Moscow and Tehran have denied.
Мы не только будем иметь возможность и обсудим все направления нашего сотрудничества, но и подпишем большой базовый договор между Россией и Ираном о всеобъемлющем стратегическом партнерстве. Уверен, это будет способствовать и дальнейшему развитию торгово-экономических связей. Это важно, потому что это даст возможность нам придать дополнительный импульс практически по всем направлениям нашего взаимодействия.
سفر جناب عالی امروز اهمیت ویژه
و این طرح جامع راهبردی که سالها روش کار شده امروز امضا خواهد شد و در تمام زمینه‌های امنیتی، اقتصادی، فرهنگی و تجاری ما خواهیم توانست ارتباطاتمون رو بیشتر بکنیم و با همدیگه این ارتباطات رو تقویت نماییم.
Я уверен, что все так смотрим, что все региональные проблемы должны решаться.
و این نگاه مقام اعظم رهبری است و توصیه‌هایی که ایشون داشتن و باور و اعتقاد ماست که منطقه رو باید دولت‌های منطقه مدیریت بکنن.
В области энергетики есть и другие возможные проекты.
در زمینه انرژی
Families of bereaved soldiers displayed coffins in Jerusalem on Thursday at a protest against the ceasefire deal. The right-wing Vura Forum, which represents some of the families of soldiers killed during the war, say that if Israel agrees to the proposed deal, it would be surrendering to Hamas without reaching the goals of the war. The chairman of the forum, Yehoshua Shuni, who lost his son, Captain Ori Mordechai Shuni, on October 7 said that the deal was going to leave behind us in the Gaza Strip about 70 hostages. He said he saw Donald Trump coming into office as an opportunity to get back all of the hostages and destroy the Hamas to bring to the nation a total victory. According to Associated Press, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Thursday that a last-minute crisis with Hamas was holding up Israeli approval of a long-awaited agreement to pause the fighting in the Gaza Strip and release dozens of hostages. Israeli airstrikes meanwhile killed dozens of people across the war-ravaged territory. Netanyahu's office said his cabinet won't meet to approve the agreement until Hamas backs down, accusing it of reneging on parts of the agreement in an attempt to gain further concessions. U.S. President Joe Biden and key mediator Qatar announced the deal on Wednesday, which is aimed at releasing scores of hostages held in Gaza and winding down a 15-month war that has destabilized the Middle East and sparked worldwide protests.
we call to the government, we call to the Prime Minister, Mr. Netanyahu, don't vote for that deal. That deal, it's a very dangerous deal. That deal gonna leave behind us in Gaza Strip about 70 hostages. That deal gonna bring to Yehuda v'Shomron, to Judea and Samaria, thousands of terrorists that gonna cause a catastrophe. That deal will not let us make destroying the Hamas and bring to the nation a total victory. Ministers and Prime Minister, if you're going to vote for that deal, unfortunately, this is not going to be a presentation. It is families that don't know now that they will need to deal with the pain that we're dealing since October 7th. Next week, Trump and his team going to be in the White House. It's an historical moment that the Israeli government with the new government in America together could put a military pressure on the Hamas that we didn't have in the past 6-7 months. And we believe that together, Israel and America, the pressure that we're going to put on the Hamas, we're going to get back all hostages, and it will be a real opportunity to destroy the Hamas and to bring to the nation a total victory.